live.
Welcome, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning,
It's
good morning.
Thursday.
A lovely Thursday that is super wet outside.
Warm and raining.
Yes. But yeah, we have a topic today, which I've kind of kept Amber in the dark.
I have no idea what it is.
Because I've wanted her, organic opinion of
This
it.
could
Because
be bad.
I know she knows nothing about it.
Okay.
So
We shall see.
eBay announced that they are laying off 1,000 people.
Oh, that.
Roughly 9% of their workforce.
Dang.
What does that make you think of, and how do you feel about that?
Is eBay sinking? Is it going down? Are we losing our platform? Are we going to be able to, when we call in, actually speak to somebody? Or are they just going to hire people that are not in the U.S.? Which department are they laying
This
off?
is exactly what I was expecting to hear from her. So ultimately, they said that they did it because they wanted to remain nimble. Okay, if you think about it, one of the things you don't realize is the tech sector. That's what eBay is technically in the tech sector.
Yeah.
So very similar to what
he was laid off.
I was laid off for it,
tech.
and the tech sector as a worker there. They laid off 500 people last year, which was less
in the
than
tech
about.
Field?
Well, no, just eBay. Just eBay in general.
Okay.
We don't know specifically who and where they're laying these people off from, but
we need to find out.
They laid off about 5% last year. This year it accounts for about 9%.
Ooh.
With 1,000. And honestly, it should be a good thing.
Why?
Well, because it's showing that eBay is willing to make the changes and adjustments necessary for them to be successful long term. You got to look at this as the big picture long term.
Cutting costs.
Who is paying for the overhead of eBay?
We are.
Yeah, we do. So if they cut fat.
So instead of adding more fees to us, then they cut their
well,
staff?
I would not expect them to go backwards and have less fees moving forward.
But maybe that's the area that they used instead of adding
that's
more
the way
fees.
to look at it. Is they're trying to increase their profitability.
Or it's a sinking ship and you need to jump fast.
We'll touch that in a second. But the key here is they are using other levers to then just continuing to pile on us as sellers to increase us.
Because they can't set prices on items, and the market determines the prices that things sell at. So if we're competing with an Amazon or a Temu or whatever, you can't ask the customer to pay more because they're never going to shop there. So it would either be on the seller or their company. I
mean, just you can always. I always am a big believer of when in doubt, take it to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's just say, for example, eBay tomorrow says, all right, our eBay fees are going to be 50%. We're going to go 50-50. What's going to happen?
Everyone's going to leave.
Everyone's going to leave.
Yeah.
So you can only push so hard on the sellers in order to recoup their costs to make them.
When you put us in a pot and you slowly heat up the water.
Yeah.
And we just take it.
Yeah.
Until we wake up and are like, wait a second, this used to be way cheaper.
But this is needed. We needed to trim the fat. There's this is part of the corporate world where when you're in it, you realize the number of people that are just completely wasteful. Yeah. You are a waste. So when I was laid off, I was effectively replaced by 3 different people that are probably combined making less money than I was.
Oh, man.
But that was because that role became outsourced.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a situation, but I that's why I don't even fault the company for doing it. Yeah. I don't hold any ill will towards them.
Looking?
I don't know. I keep getting contacted to sell my stock to other companies, but I'm like,
no thanks.
No. So I think it was needed. It's part of the tech sector. Honestly, the only thing is what took so long would be my question. I would think that eBay could have been a little bit more proactive and done this a little bit sooner because it feels like it's on the tail end.
But they did it last year.
Oh yeah, but on a very small scale, 5% of your workforce is nothing.
That's a lot.
5 then 10%. That starts to become
That's 15%.
Yeah, thanks. But what I'm saying is
that's a big chunk of your employees.
It becomes a lot over the accumulation aspect. But last year, that 5% wasn't a lot. I also think that this is going to have an impact of additional changes are going to be a little bit slower as they are able to try to adjust to their internal workforces.
Or maybe they're just going more into AI. And some of those jobs aren't necessary anymore.
It is possible, but I doubt that we're there yet.
I could see it.
I doubt we're there
which
yet.
Is why our knives got taken down.
Well, that's different. But that was actually eBay International that did that. But the point is, when you have these many structural changes going on, it's going to be very difficult for you to change other aspects. Like, you can't change. Right. So I would expect that they might not be looking to continue to expand their promotion, because it feels like they're just hitting us with new promotions like every other week about, hey, you can promote your items this way. You can promote your items this way.
Let's see if this sells more.
I wouldn't be shocked to see like they don't come up with new promotional ideas and options for probably until the end of the year, when things kind of stabilize a little bit. And ultimately, the thing is that I take away from this too is this is all based off of competition.
So this makes you more confident in eBay.
I think I'm more confident in reselling in general.
Okay.
Because of the fact you have all the added competition. This, in a way, is them acknowledging the fact that a Mercari, the Depop's, the Poshmarks, those things exist.
Yeah.
So they have to try to remain competitive.
Yeah.
And how do they
to keep their sellers?
Yeah. How do they remain competitive in that type of market? Okay. Well, you got to reduce your cost.
Right. And we've already asked our sellers to pay so much in fees.
Yes. So they can only go to that before they start to
look inward,
push more people out.
Yeah.
So they want to keep people in, and so then the next question is like, what are they doing to try to bring in buyers? These are the types of things that I would really like to ask eBay. Is like, what are they doing to bring in buyers? Because if you look at their ad campaigns that they're doing, it seems to be very focused on like cars.
Yeah.
And car parts.
Every time I click the wrong button on eBay, it ends up to like car parts in a garage and stuff. I'm like, well, out of there. Wrong spot.
I do think the negative aspect, like you were saying, would be potentially service related.
Right.
Where we might have more outsourcing from some of those jobs. That might be a bridge until AI becomes more involved. But, you know, we'll kind of see. I think for the most part we've had fairly good support whenever we called in.
Yes.
Which seems to be unusual.
I know.
Everybody else.
I don't know if it's just because we are selective when we call. Like, it's only like when my hair's about to go on fire that we call.
No, I actually think we're probably more proactive than the most part.
You think so?
Yes. I mean, we almost, if we get a return request, we're probably reaching out to eBay like 50% of the time.
What are our options?
Yeah, especially when it's like not the typical standard way.
Yeah.
We will usually reach out to look for advice. And it could be through chat, could be through the phone. It just depends.
Sometimes I want to do chat just so I can get the transcript typed to me so I know that I can say, you said this. So anyways, how many sales?
We have 5 sales. Just making sure nothing's sold while we were
just
talking.
Keep refreshing. Anything extra?
But yeah, just 5.
However, our numbers from since we've been doing this like over a year, we can look back at our January numbers from last year, and we're doing better this year than last January. However, you are also working a full-time job and this, but
yeah,
so things are still fine. We're fine. So what are our sales?
So first item we have this flip out wrench. So this is a
do you want to describe it or just show it?
It's like a power tool. That I looked it up. In working condition, this was going to sell for about $80 to $100.
Okay. We can't get it to work.
I can't get it to work. So like I push this.
Nothing happens.
Nothing. It says you're supposed to push like safety.
So it made sounds.
It makes noises. I tried to describe it the best I can. This light works. And it's just a tool. My whole thought process was I'll take it home, see if I can get it to work. If I can get it to work, great. If not, I can at least sell it for parts and still make money. So I paid $2 for this.
Yeah. How much did you make?
And we sold for $15 plus shipping and parts.
Hopefully someone can repair
condition. I hope they
or
get
use it. Maybe they just are like, idiot. It
yeah.
works.
Idiot. It works, and then they give us a good review because they just got a good deal. you know, that'd be the best case scenario, honestly. Like, I'm rooting for them to get it to work, and that I'm just an idiot and
That's
can't
okay.
figure that out.
We can't know everything.
Next up, we have a Columbia PFG Fisher Trucker style hat. Snapback. This sold for $9.95 plus shipping. Another one of those ones that just has like crazy long tags.
CVS tags. There we go. Next.
And that one did sell via promoted listing on that one. Next up, I just listed this. So this is a Duck Commander sensor bar. So this actually goes to a rifle. We tried the rifle and it was too much battery corrosion to get it to work. Fun fact too, this is very similar to the Nintendo Wii sensor bars. If you do not have a sensor bar and you have a Wii, you can use
tip of the day.
You can use candles actually. You put two candles like about the same distance apart of the sensor bar, and it will work just like a sensor bar for your
careful.
Wii. Obviously, I don't want you to light your house on fire.
We did not tell you this.
Or your
We're
TV.
not liable.
We're
using at your own risk.
I would think it would actually work for this as well.
I think it's kind of dangerous to use candles because number one, it's under your TV.
Well, it depends on how you have your TV mounted.
Yeah, or you're playing a physical game and you knock a candle over.
I'm not
try
saying
to get the sensor bars. They are for sale.
But so we paid like $3 for the rifle and the sensor bar. The rifle didn't work, so I just sold the sensor bar because there was a market for it. It sold super fast, $22.95 plus shipping on that. So that's where I think there is something to be said about. Like, just because something doesn't work doesn't mean just give up.
Look, we have 2 things here out of 5 that don't work and are worth selling.
Yes.
It's not all trash.
So I kind of find that just
That's
funny.
kind of funny.
Yeah. Next up, I believe this is a game.
Video game, yeah.
You picked this one up. This is a For Quest of Historic Proportions, Quest for Glory collection series made by Sierra. It's very old. When was this? 1997.
Very old. So
I mean,
old.
I wasn't in high school yet. So, $14.95 plus shipping on that one.
Yep.
And then last sale today, we sold some rumblers.
Came in the last second.
It's these little
It took the rest of theirs.
wrestler figures.
Here, these.
It's a lot of 10. And the Royal Rumble's about to come on, so you know people want to get. It's the WrestleMania season's about to begin.
What do they sell for?
$14 plus shipping on those. It was one of those bags of fun where I think you picked it up. You might have paid $3, and they weren't worth selling individually, so just group them as a lot, make a little bit of money. And honestly, I enjoy those kind of items. So even if it's just making like $8-9, it takes me
no time. And you love it.
10 minutes total of like research, digging, and then.
Is it way better than makeup?
Yes.
He was on a makeup listing spree yesterday.
Yeah, and it's weird because I feel like I listed a lot yesterday. I think I had 24 listings from what I counted, and just to have 5 sales with 24 listings, it was going the other way where like I was not able to list as much as what was selling. Now we're coming back to the other side of it,
whipping right back around.
But I guess 'tis the season.
It's okay.
But the cool thing is like we had a lot of stuff that was sitting over here in the listing to be listed area, and it pretty much cleared that out.
Yeah, get rid of those death piles while you can.
Yeah, so that we can have plenty of room and space for when
for more stuff,
new inventory, and a lot of the stuff that you've been bringing in, as soon as it comes in, it's going right up into the store. So we don't have any like building
bags just sitting and waiting to
building
be listed.
inventory. The only thing we have is like the little blow mold.
Light snowman
and Santas that we were they have slowed down tremendously in movement.
Waiting for those but we've already in the profit.
We're way in the profit.
Yeah.
And so then we just have that inventory, so I think I'm going to take that downstairs, and whenever I do need to relist any of it, I'll just go down and grab some
more. So
so
our day, I get to stay home today, so I will probably get to some clothing listings.
Well, you also have a lot of stuff to.
I do have to put away all that makeup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Into the closet that goes, and so for me, I'll take the trip and then
do your loop.
Do my loop, and then probably going to be cleaning some shoes today, is my guess. Just because I'm running out of like...
Fun things to list.
Fun. Ready to list inventory. I think I might also go back through some of the makeup. Because I was like, I don't want to list anything that's like $9 plus shipping, $10 plus shipping, or $15 free shipping. I might just go ahead and list that stuff too.
Yeah, it's probably worth it. Like I was telling him, like he was gonna just chunk it. I was like, you list other stuff like media and books and movies that are that price, and they're easy to ship.
The reason why I was like my gut instinct is to not do it, is because it's a little bit of a higher risk
item. Yeah.
Inventory, like
so it's a lot of those. We got like a big Mary Kay lot from a consultant that stopped doing it anymore, and we did not notice that they were pretty much all expired. And she put these stupid stickers on there that are like impossible to remove.
Yeah.
So it has a flaw. They're expired. Like.
And I mean, it's a really ridiculous flaw. I think the thing that frustrates me more would be the fact that almost all of it's expired.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it that I will say is, a lot of the stuff will still sell expired.
Right.
So that there is still a market when you have expired goods.
Especially makeup, because girls like me get stuck on a product, and I don't care if it's expired. That is like my go-to color or like version of it, and I don't care. I want it, and you can't get it from the store, so.
Yeah, and especially if it's like a discontinued.
Yeah.
So if you can find something that is highly sought after that's discontinued, and now you have like a piece of gold.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be surprised. Some of the stuff that I listed, it's like, well, they're gonna buy it regardless, and it's just because there's no other options.
So you might do those. Might do those makeups.
Well, I already went through those, but the
no, like the cheaper one.
I'm again, the fact that it's expired, I feel like there's a lot of it that will end up like, hey, this was, I didn't know this was expired.
Yeah,
and
I have one neutral comment like that, and it was in the title, expired, and put the date, and then, no, I didn't know these were expired.
These are the types of things you deal with.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. Like,
is it worth it?
If they reached out for a return, at that point, like...
Just throw it, please.
You probably either just try to see if you can do a partial and salvage some of it, but that's the downside, because... Okay, is this buyer doing this maliciously, buying it as expired and knowing that they can get away with it? Or did they actually, like, it's hard to know.
Which buyer you're going to get.
Yes. And the key thing in all of these scenarios, at the end of the day, block the dang person.
Yes.
Like, be done with them.
Don't deal with hassles. So.
Yeah.
Good. I think we have a good day set up.
Yeah.
It's a rainy day. But... be back tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? Friday?
Yeah, more than likely, 99% sure. Just because we have so much rain, it's hard to think that anything's going to be going on. But...
all right. So you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Hopefully it's sunny where you are.
And welcome to all the new subscribers. We've had quite a few new subscribers.
Yes, it's exciting.
Awesome.
And all the comments and stuff. I'm not good at responding. I do better like this, but he usually is the one responding. Unless there's a lot of like emojis, that's me. But all right, you good?
She speaks in.
I speak in GIFs and smiley faces.
Yeah, you can't do GIFs on YouTube.
It would be way better if I could.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see you in the morning.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Hopefully we have more sales than just those little ones.
The wrong side.
Man, you know what? I think you just keep setting it up here backwards.
No, top left.
Okay, bye y'all.